A bunch of students on a school bus. Kushida is trying to get someone to give up their seat for an elderly lady, but no one really seems willing. Eventually, someone who is not a student gives up their seat to the woman. We then arrive at the school. Here Horikita confronts Ayana Koji for looking at her on the bus. This is an early indication of her abrasive personality. Ayana Koji is unperturbed and brushes past the incident. When we get to the classroom, what a coincidence, Ayana Koji and Horikita were seated right next to each other. After a little bit of mingling, Harada gets up and proposes that everyone introduces themselves. Kushida eagerly agrees, and the class goes around introducing themselves. When it's Sudo's turn to introduce himself, he flat out refuses. The students are then interrupted by the homeroom teacher, Chabashira, entering the classroom. Chabashira explains the point system, where everybody gets a monthly allowance of 100,000 points that they can use as money at local shops, with 1 point equaling 1. And also warns the students that they are judged on merit. Kayataka begins navigating the system, being careful about how he spends his points while getting to know the gregarious Kushida and then attempting to make peace with his aloof class fellow Horikita. Suzume, in an attempt to help Kushida become friends with Horikita. Ayana Koji brings her to a cafe where only girls meet, having secretly arranged for Kushida and 2 other classmates to be there. Horikita sniffs out the plot and swiftly rejects Kushida's offer. She is wary of Kushida and wonders what her ulterior motives may be. The episode concludes at the end of the month. All the students are confused because they haven't received any more points. What's going on? Well, it turns out the students aren't just getting 100,000 free yen every month. In reality, the points are awarded on a merit-based system and the class completely failed. Tardiness and low effort cost them their points. It's clear at this point that there is more to this school than what's right at the surface. She also warns that with the current situation, anybody who fails one more exam will be expelled now, fully aware of the system. Everybody takes their studies more seriously, except for the 3 biggest idiots in the class: Ken Sudo, Kanjiki, and Haruki Yamuchi. Horikita treats Bayanakauji to an expensive lunch to discuss these matters and asks for his help in bringing those 3 idiots aboard for her study group in the library. They succeed in getting them to come, but they leave immediately because of Horikita's behavior, while Sudo lets everybody know that he wants to play pro basketball. So he has no interest in his studies. That night Ayana Koji overhears Horikita talking to her brother, the student council president. Manabu, and Manabu attacks her over a disagreement about her misplaced view that isolation is independence. Ayana Koji intervenes, and Manabu then reveals that he scored a 50 on every test and asks if it was a coincidence or not. The midterm exams come, and Class D as a whole performs very well. But some scoring the highest among the first years of school Class D gets the results of their last exam. And everybody passes except Sudo, who missed the passing threshold by 1 point. The grades were a result of Kayotaka spending 15,000 points to buy an old exam questions from an upperclassman. So that's it for today.